It's great. It's good to know that there's such an event in Singapore, and it's giving definitely a lot of exposure and also a lot of information.
The event is exciting. It's fun to see that there are so many people in the Singapore area that are now starting to implement big data analytics. They're diving in, and it seems like the people here. One of the things I'm recognizing is that they are willing to jump in. This is new technology. There's a lot of companies that are standing back and waiting to see what's going to happen, and the participants in this conference are ready to go forward.
Singapore?
It's been good so far. I think it's a good turn up, the right type of people, and good access to the participants. So it's been good so far. Thank you.
It's a great event. Really like it. I think it's really interesting. I learned already a lot. Although we work in the big data business and the big graph business, still I learned some new things, both from the provider side, like the cloud data representation, and also from the applications.
It's an excellent event so far. I think given where the market is here, this is a great way to educate people on what big data is. Definitely seeing a lot of people very interested in the technology and what you can do with it.
The event in Singapore?
Look, I think they're having some fantastic conversations about the big issues in big data and analytics. I think it's a very strategic area for a lot of organisations, and the conversations are happening.
Event?
I find it a very informative event so far, well organized, and I'm quite enjoying it. Yes.
My organization, first of all, is going to get new clients from here and new partnerships from here. I didn't really expect that at the beginning, but it's going to be very good. And for me in particular, it's been so good to meet people, and I have seen this hunger for data. I didn't know actually that people were so into data. I thought I was alone in the world, you know? I was like a lone hero fighting for data, but what I saw here is like people wanted to change the world with data, and that's very important.
Well, it benefits us because it puts us in touch with the leaders in the Singapore area, the innovators, the people who are ahead of the curve and doing things with big data analytics that are innovative and transformational.
Gives us an ability to reach out to new customers, prospects. It gives us also an ability to test our ideas, to see how receptive they are to this type of new technology.
Cloudera is the leading provider of technology called Apache Hadoop, and we currently have a very strong presence in the Americas and in Europe, but we're still coming to Asia Pacific. And so for us, this is an opportunity to reach a new market and to really help educate people as they're early in their big data journey.
Benefits many organisations because it's a place to come and share insights, learn about what best practices are going on and what experiences people are having with big data and analytics.
Frankly, I think I'm certainly not an expert on it, but from what I hear today, it sounds like it's going to be an exponential growth in the use of big data. Obviously, the collection, as we know, is huge, and the area, I think, is really big.
Actually, the future of the big data actually is the present of big data, because people know here that big data is very important. So what people are doing and are continuing to be doing is to use those data to improve the world and to make business. We saw people here talking about transportation, water, pharmaceutical companies wanting to improve their organization and their companies and the world using big data. So I don't think there is future for big data, it's already the present, and people here in Asia know. I come from Europe, and for us in Europe, big data is still like a concept. We know we have to do something, but here in Asia, you people, you know that you have to do something, and you are actually doing it. I love it.
Asia is exploding right now, and I think it's going to be bigger than what's happening in the rest of the world. There's a lag of about a year or so, but what it took the rest of the world to do in the last 2 years, I believe that Asia is going to do that in the next 6 to 9 months.
I think my viewpoint is that it requires a lot of education, a lot of awareness. I think the market is slightly behind, and I think therefore these type of events are very helpful to kind of bring about awareness. So.
future is very bright. Depending on which side of the fence you're on, well, it's going to create a lot of change. I think it's going to create a lot of job opportunities for people to get into this space. It's a brand new space and with new skills. So I think if you look at the sort of the global unemployment levels, which seem to be quite high, this is a new opportunity for them. Singapore is trying very hard to be a thought leader in this space. I would say we see in terms of market maturity, probably Japan is the most mature in terms of the adoption of big data. Very impressed with the efforts of Singapore, IDA and the government here to really drive home the big data initiative. We think it links very closely in with the universities. We think it gives Singapore an opportunity to actually create its own software industry and its own local consulting firm. So I think Singapore's trying and pushing very hard to be a thought leader in this space, and we want to support that. That's where we put our Asia Pac.